right, recording all local and things. I'm recording all the local things. There we go. All right, we're deep in, dude. This is it. This is when we go. So I'm going to start reading it, and then we do it, and it begins in 3.
Oh shit! Ho.
Oh,
I accidentally closed that window. I was closing Wikipedia.
That was very festive of you, though, because you said shit.
Ho, ho, ho.
You said shit. Ho 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 ho. That's awesome. That's
All
a
right,
Santa
I'm
in a
good.
rush. That's a Santa who's
That's right.
spazzing out. All right. You ready? You're good?
Santa Claus. Shit down, Santa Claus.
All right, here we go. It begins, ladies and germs, in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, what to get that jerk teenager in your life for Christmas?
That Zamboni made me sick.
What happens when lava takes out the gas station?
Walking Dead 2 location scouted.
Frozen director says sorry.
Aw. Recommendals.
Tom's Tech Time.
Your emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
In order for you to find the information on the internet that you want, you send the address to your server, and the server will go from computer to computer to find that information. You can compare this to the Pony Express, as it went from station to station to deliver or receive information. In this case, instead of a horse, your computer has a modem which helps it travel across phone lines to other computers to access the information you want.
I protest. I am not a merry man.
The Morning Stream.
You know that feeling when a song sounds like it's speeding up and slowing down?
Yeah.
In your
were you
head.
getting that with that just then?
Just now, yeah, our theme sounds like it's speeding up and slowing down. Hold on. I guess it's not. It's weird. My head is in a weird place this morning, and everything sounds a little off to me. I don't know why. You know those feelings.
Johnson.
You've had that feeling before, right?
Oh yeah. Like audio vertigo.
Yeah, but
It usually starts with me counting in my head, going 1, 2, no, uno, dos, tres, catorce.
Catorce is where I always fall as well.
Yeah.
It's Catorce, that damn Catorce. Yeah. Hello, everyone. It's the morning stream, and it's good to be here.
I'm sorry. Those computer training things you've been beginning the show
they're
with
the
lately
best.
are fantastic.
Yeah.
Way to make here's so early in the computer revolution that they had no idea that they were making things sound way more complicated than they have to be.
I know. No, they're really special. I mean, basically, the entire series that I was capturing those from is for seniors, so it's intended for old people, not 17-year-olds in high school.
Right.
And it's so bad. Like every other sentence is a comparison to something that's a bad comparison. Like saying it's horses in the Pony Express days going from town to town.
Right.
That is-
Yesterday was the
that's
claw
awful.
machine at the fair.
Yeah.
But it's all old people stuff. It's like, this using a using a dot matrix printer is kind of like drinking sarsaparilla.
Yeah, that's like the Great War in 1912. It's like that.
That's
It's like,
right.
come on, people. Let's modern this thing up a little bit.
Your CD drive is kind of like that circular thing you used to roll down the street with a stick.
Yeah, you can't even go like record player, or that's too modern for these seniors. But it's just so pandering. And there's another one, I think I play it later, where he refers to the server, because he doesn't call it an ISP yet. It's called a server. You connect to your server. It's not like the kind you have at a restaurant. It's like a but then I think he later compares it to a person at a restaurant taking your order. It's so dumb.
Awesome.
But
Oh,
anyway,
that's awesome.
people have sent us these things, and I'm happy to capture them. So if you find weird crap like this on YouTube or wherever, you just let me know, folks, and I'll...
Yeah, Jenks just gave us one via YouTube this morning, 21 minutes ago, according to my tweet deck.
I saw that. I put that in. I'm keeping.
Sweet.
I'm going to capture that one as well. So yes,
Sweet.
see right there in action, man. We
Right.
don't
If
just-
you needed further proof of what Scott says being true,
Yeah.
it's right there. It's right there.
right in front of your damned face.
He may not forward me the food you guys send him, but
Hey, I mailed that box. Did nobody get it yet?
no, you mailed it.
Yeah, the one that I had to split apart. Which by
Oh
the
shoot, really?
yeah, which by the way I'm never doing again. Daryl's is probably floating around the Seattle mail system because he moved. I don't know, but in your case, I think you should have had it by now. I meant to ask.
I wonder if
I don't remember the name. Do you remember the name on it? Who it was?
it was Mr. Kai was the sender.
My stuff's all over there. I don't know. Well, we should. I'll see if
how big a box was it?
There's a little like a I don't know, like about the size of a. What those normal like priority mailboxes, not the long skinny ones, but like the normal square ones, like that. That's a terrible description.
I don't think I ever got it.
Hey Brian, it was in a square box.
I think it was brown, and there was tape holding the lid shut.
It was approximately some sort of size. All right. We got a phone call, and I'm going to play it. This is about this dude. Speaking of things we play on the show here, here's this.
Hi, Scott Johnson. This is Larry from Minnesota calling about the morning stream. You have stopped playing bumpers about Billy trying to get a date with that nice Susan girl and avoiding that snotty little bitch Jill. I don't know if I'm going to be able to live without resolution to this story. For the love of all that is holy, please, oh God, please, start playing those bumpers again. I gotta know what happened.
All right, so
my mystery date.
The mystery date clips are not happening because I didn't go any further. That video was really horrible to watch. Like, it was really painful for me because it's just terrible and old and awfully made and not realistic. And so I don't even know how it resolved. So what I'm going to recommend is, so I don't have to go do it, go search YouTube for how to date 1950s, and you'll find it. And you can watch that whole damn 30 minutes or whatever it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like an educational film. That's what it was. And it's real bad.
I know that Jay Martin is comparing it to Serial.
Yeah, it's a little like Serial. You're just on pins and needles. You can't wait.
But you're not going to get any resolution from us.
No. That's tomorrow, by the way.
Yeah.
As much as all this talk we've had about it, I'm so excited to see how it ends.
Well, here's the deal, is that with all the travel I'm doing next week down to Scottsdale, down to Phoenix, Arizona, this is going to be my travel audio. It's what I'm going to listen to on the drive to the airport, while I'm waiting for my plane, while I'm on the plane, while I'm driving around Scottsdale.
Every step of the way, really.
That's right, exactly.
You're going to see John Jagger. I hope, at least. He's in Scottsdale. He's in our raid team. He. What do I
know him as in the team? Because I don't know these people's
him
real
as
names.
Revendon.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool.
Not Revan Geek, different dude.
Different geek is what I was about to say.
Yeah. He is one of the few people in this world that makes me laugh consistently. So he is right up there with a couple of famous people, a couple of comedians, stand-up guys. There are very few people that make me laugh every time I watch them do anything. Mm-hmm. For some reason, John makes me laugh all the time. I don't know what it is. Just the right puzzle piece in the right puzzle hole of humor, and he makes me laugh. So enjoy that. I
do get to see him.
Yeah, he's a good time. It's all the Phoenix folk. There's a ton of them down there. So
Tetsumi, Makala, Sazri.
Yeah.
There's so many to name.
Oh yeah, Sarah. If Sarah doesn't have blue hair, then you have my permission to poke her in the face. I don't know what that means. All right, let's move on. Let's get going here. I got a little guide for you here. You got a teenager.
I do.
He's still 17, right?
Much to my chagrin, he may not see 18 if he doesn't pick things up.
Buck up, boy.
Exactly.
I'm kind of having the weird opposite problem with Carter. I don't feel like we're ready for whatever awesomeness she's going to pull off. Like, in other words, school isn't a problem, boys aren't a problem. You know, all the normal things are not a problem.
Wow.
The problems we're having are do we have what it takes to give her the proper launching pad for whatever amazing crap she's going to pull off?
Oh, my God.
That sounds cocky and weird, but I actually mean this. I actually mean that I don't feel ready to be...
You don't want to accidentally stifle the greatness.
Yes. That's the feeling I have right now. It's really strange because with Nick, it is about grades and it's about, all right, well, it's the tough teenage years. We got to push through. And that's normal. This is not to say Nick is in a bad place. He's not. Taylor, same thing. Kind of, had to deal with the things of the day and deal with what it meant to be in high school and deal with mean girls and blah, 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 blah. Carter, I don't have to deal with that ever. If she has to sit alone at lunch, she doesn't come home and cry about it. She goes, it's all right, whatever. She's so weird. She's such a freaking weirdo. These things fall right off her. She doesn't care. Instead, she comes home and draws for 3 hours straight and comes up with something crazy creative. And then I find out yesterday she's programming in Python, not because some teacher told her to or she has a class, but because she got a wild hair to learn to program in Python.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So I don't feel like I'm worthy of all this, and I feel like it's just going to, whatever. It'll probably happen with or without me, but.
I wonder if she and Tristan have the same blood type. I wonder if there's a way to do some sort of transfusion of some sort.
Well, I've always felt like they always complemented each other quite well when they hang out. Mm-hmm. Like there's a good cross vibe happening there.
Kind of thing. I mean, I hate using the word synergy.
So we should all move to Denver, or you should all move to Salt Lake. We'll make this work.
How about we just send Tristan? Is that cool? Can we just do that?
Let's call the whole thing off.
Let's just send him.
Anyway, well, here's the hard bit, though. Even regardless of where your teenager might be in their life, it's hard to buy Christmas gifts for them. Sometimes you don't want to. Sometimes you want to, but don't know what to get. And I found 12 things your teen definitely does not want for Christmas, and then some good alternatives to those things.
Does not want. Okay.
So you tell me if any of these ring true. Number 1, do not get a Facebook points gift card. Those exist.
Really? Facebook
points. Let's see. I'm trying to find this. This is for things like Farmville or whatever. Sure. Things you can use like for games that are in Facebook or whatever other services they use the points for. Not even Mark Zuckerberg pretends that Facebook is cool, so don't do this. All right, $25 that's a $25 gift card. Stump. Sure. Instead, get them the next level iPhone camera lens, kind of like your cool one.
Oh yeah, kind of like this little clip-on dealie that I use for the For the let's
stick that on there. Let's get a little fisheye.
Stick that on there. All right, well, little fisheye going on.
All right, I want to pretend to be a fish. Oh, look at that! Oh, that is so cool.
I'm getting good at that. Look at that. I got it on there in one try.
Nailed it. I think you keep that on until it slips.
All right. I know it's going to go spit.
Fling and fly across the room, hit you in the eye. That'd be an amazing episode. Our best YouTube episode ever.
It would be, yes.
So, yeah, to get them that, because they're all up into the selfies and the whatnot, and they'd like that, okay? So that's what they want.
Does lens make me look fat?
Nick wants... no. Nick wants... he always wants things with his phone or his cameras or things like that, because he's all into, like, attaching it to a skateboard or something and doing cool video. So, yes, that's a good thing. All right, here's number 2. Don't get a goldfish. I can't believe people still give their kids goldfish, but I guess don't get a goldfish. Instead, get them a flying shark.
They're really messy in the stocking.
This is what I want. Inflatable, remote-controlled aircraft that will never die of old age, although sharp objects could pop it. Either way, it's much less tragic than flushing Nemo down the toilet. This is literally a radio-controlled flying shark.
Yeah, here's the thing. I've seen these advertised, and I'd love to see one in person and see how well it performs. Because it's like those things you see at indoor sporting events where they fly this thing around the stadium and then it poops out Taco Bell gift cards and furniture, store coupons and stuff.
Yep.
As it goes around.
It's super light, right? Aren't they light, like paper light?
Yeah. So, but you have to fill this thing with helium, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it won't float by itself, so... let's see. Yeah, all batteries included. Just add helium, it says.
Yeah, you add some helium. I guess we got to have your own tank. Hey, Brian, get your son a tank of helium. Boy, they sure make that sound easy, don't they?
That's true. Just add helium. Like, oh, okay.
You probably go down to some kind of, wow, who would have that?
Yeah, there you go. See?
It's a really good question.
Like a party store, probably. Like,
oh, yeah, you could go in there. Yeah, that's true. You just go and fill it up and they charge you for it.
And then you've got to drive home with this ginormous shark in your car.
Or fly it behind you the whole time or something.
Right, just...
This is a terrible idea now that I think about it. The logistics are weird. You'd have to get your own... I'd want my own tank. Otherwise, this is not cool. You'd want your own tank in your house. Don't get boring ass socks. These aren't ass socks. These are boring ass socks.
Boring ass socks.
Not boring ass socks.
Yes.
I don't like the word boring and ass put together anyway.
No, those two words do not go well together.
No, they don't. Anyway, don't get those.
Boring ass drill.
It says here instead, get the weirdest socks you can find. They have bacon and egg socks. They have popcorn bag socks. They have unicorn socks, cat socks.
I've got some cool Deadpool socks.
Oh, that's cool. Are they snarky?
No, they just have a picture of Deadpool, his little circular face thing, and then the black and red kind of stripy stuff. Oh, I've got some Captain America socks that have little wings on the sides.
Are they good socks, or are they drawn the way that the series creator himself would have drawn them? What's his name?
McFarlane?
No,
McFarlane?
no, not.
Oh no, he wasn't creator, was he?
No, it was the other guy.
Liefeld,
Rob Liefeld.
Yeah.
Did he do it with tiny
no,
feet and giant chests? Okay.
My feet look huge. Like physically impossibly huge with these socks on.
What's funny is I actually think that Liefeld's pretty good. It's just that he kind of gave up at one point. If you go back and find some of his art from the Marvel days when he was really trying, it's not bad. Like it's
just
good.
kind of phoned it in for a while.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's funny that he did that when he was on his own and being independent. Maybe the pressure of working at Marvel was enough to keep him more focused. I don't know. It's really weird though. He has this reputation of being a crappy artist, but he's actually all right. He just kind of phoned it in. Gingerbread house kit. Do not buy that, although we did that, made a zombie apocalypse out of it. It was awesome.
That's cool. I've been trying to think of, I told Tina I wouldn't mind making some gingerbread this year, and I wouldn't mind doing a gingerbread, some sort of geeky house, and I was thinking like a World of Warcraft, a really simplified version
cool.
of a WoW orc tower or something like that.
Yeah, or a garrison. Make a garrison,
Make a garrison, sure. An entire garrison.
That's a bad idea. That'll take forever.
By the way, my lens is, as predicted, starting to slide
look at
upwards.
that. That's awesome. I feel like I'm looking out of somebody. You know what you need to do? You need to say, "Ma'am, hold still. We need to make sure everything's okay before the pregnancy." Because right now, I feel like
Exactly.
I feel like I got a vagina eye view here.
Get some tools here.
All right, for the first time ever, I'm going to recommend the audio listeners go watch the video version for that bit right there. Okay, instead get a popcorn maker, it says. Moving on. Don't get a temporary tattoo kit. Instead, get temporary hair dye. If that's the girl, I guess the girl in your life. Or maybe the boy, I don't know.
No, not just...
I guess the boys are into that too. Oh, my kids, by the way, my kids think I should dye my hair. And
what color?
I'm considering like doing a charity thing to make it worth doing. The choices right now are pink, purple, or blue.
Oh, hey, Patreon listeners.
Yeah, no way I'm doing. There's no way I'm doing pink. Not a chance.
But, I don't know if we get to that 10K, Scott goes pink.
Yeah, maybe I would. I would for that, I guess.
And then we're not a charity though. It should be for something. That's
true. Maybe either way, I'm considering it if it's worth. I'm not just doing it for the hell of it though. I'll only do it because the other day I was like, my hair's so stupid and gray. It's turning gray, and they're like, Dad, you should totally bet. And we had this big, long back and forth about what color I should do, and I still don't know what I want to do. I'm probably not going to, well, whatever. Well, if we do something, it'll be charity related, and we'll let you know. Okay? All right, back off, everybody.
There you go. Wow, jeez.
Don't get him any more goofy Star Wars t-shirts. It says here instead, get an R2-D2 novelty toy. This is a garbage can in this example.
That's a pretty good one, too. That's a pretty good choice.
Yeah, that's all right. Don't get DVD box sets. They don't want that anymore. Instead, get them a Netflix subscription of their own. Oh, interesting. Don't get extremely reasonable winter trappings like hand warmers for your coat and all of that. Instead, get them an earmuff headphone hybrid, where it's headphones and earmuffs together.
Oh, he probably would totally dig that thing, actually.
Yeah, the kids are into the big cans now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Much easier to see when they're not listening to you than if they have the earbuds and you talk to them for 5 minutes before you realize that they're not responding.
Does Inception happen if you listen to Baby Got Back with big cans? Do you get it? Do you see what I'm saying? Big cans.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Except cans are usually a term for something else.
Yeah, well, sometimes boobs, but
Look at the cans on her.
All right.
Boobs?
Don't get a. All right, at all times. For Brian, all times. Don't get a bank bond. Some people used to do that. My grandmother got me a bank bond once. Instead, get a cool experience, it says. Like,
okay.
Bank bonds don't actually mean anything. They're sort of fake money. Whereas a cool experience, like, I don't know, take them to the... This thing shows them in a canoe in a lake. So I guess that's the cool experience.
It's like, is that looks like, what, southern Utah, right?
Yeah. Maybe. That's hard to say. That does look like the Arizona side of Lake Powell, maybe.
Yeah.
Not sure though. I really like our side better. The Bullfrog side looks like you're in Tatooine with a lake in it. It's amazing.
Cool.
Don't get a water pick. Who gets kids water picks?
I don't know. Somebody horrible.
I take that back. We did one year. Now that I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got the kids like. Well, not water picks. What's the other? Sonicare or whatever, where you little vibrating thing. We got that last Christmas. I mean, it wasn't the only gift, but it was, one of the gifts. Instead, it says get radically yummy dental care like bacon toothpaste, for example, or cupcake flavored toothpaste.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Don't get monogram door designs or signs. Get a grown-up version. Get a big old blinking light, like Vegas-looking.
It totally looks like came right off the Binion's horseshoe sign.
Yeah, that'd be cool, dude. You know what? We should commission.
Who cares about your teenager, man?
Do we have listeners who make neon or have any connection to any of that stuff? Can you get in touch with us? I want to commission like a cool on-air sign or something.
Cool.
Yeah, I know you've got something back there, but I want like a something. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna skip down to. Don't get Tupperware. Who gives kids Tupperware? Okay, I'm done with your list. That's a stupid list all of a sudden.
Right. It's like they're just making up what you can't get kids, right?
Yeah.
Or what they hate.
That's bullpucky right there. Is what that
Tupperware.
is.
I'm planning on getting my child Tupperware.
Yeah, that's terrible. All right.
That you could actually get these letters TMS made in that Las Vegas style.
Can you just order it?
Signage. Yeah.
What's it cost? Does it say? Per
yeah,
letter?
it's 120 for each letter. So for for
Lord.
TMS, it would be $360.
I need a Wii U more than I need that. That's too much for me, everybody.
It is a little pricey. Yeah.
Too much. It is Stump a Trek Nerd, and it's brought to you by nobody. It's brought to you by the guy on the phone right now, whose name is Daryl Skeels, and you might know him as the Trek Nerd here on the show. Comes on the show, does Star Trek trivia. Daryl, are you there?
I could be.
Any more luck finding stray food? Did you ever get the box I sent you from the split up? Oh, crap.
Was that a long time ago?
Well, it may have been right before you moved.
Uh-oh.
And that means you may have not
But
gotten
the fact
it.
that I didn't find it either, Daryl, might mean that somewhere some postman is enjoying some delicious treats from North Korea.
It could be. I guess I need to I'll check with Kim to verify for sure what happened, because she's the one that mailed it. But I don't know. I doubt we got like tracking data. Basically, what we're doing here is we're demonstrating something for the listeners. It's a terrible idea to send us something and then have us split it up. It's a bad idea, because nothing ever works out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
If you're going to send us something,
people.
just send it. Yeah. Or if you have something you're like, I just want Scott to have this, that's fine. If you have something, I just want Brian to eat this, or I just want Daryl to have this, that's totally fine too. We're not picky, but yeah, the split up thing, hard. All right, speaking of very hard things, Daryl is here to do a hard trivia question. It's very difficult, very struggling. It's very challenging is the word I meant. It's not very struggling. It's not even the right usage of the word.
It's very distressing.
Very distressing. Daryl, how you feeling it? Are you ready? Are you good?
Yes, but first, you can get helium at Costco.
Oh, really?
In big, huge cylinders that look like propane tanks.
So you
But then you got to take home that big, huge cylinder, right?
How
That's
big is it
okay.
though? Is it huge? Is it like the ones you see at the clown
like
parties?
A propane tank.
Oh, okay. But it's not like the big one like you see the clowns use.
No,
Okay.
It's not those 6 foot tall big green things.
All right, well that's not bad.
That isn't too bad, no.
If I did that, my son would just suck on it all day and make funny voices, ruin his vocal cords. I hear if you do that too much, you can like destroy them or something.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, I mean, because basically it's
Your voice will get stuck that way.
it's constricting something that normally in life does not get constricted.
Yeah, you don't want that. What was the one they were doing on MythBusters that was the opposite of helium? It was some. Anyway, it did the opposite. It loosened something and made you go like you could talk super low.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Huh.
I don't remember what it was. It was on MythBusters. Anyway,
Like it's still slipping up. This is what it looks like when Batman looks at you.
all right. Now the contractions are a minute apart. I want you to start pushing. This is the part we're gonna start pushing. All right, Daryl, let's get to your question. I think there was a challenge taken here because it says Daryl asked for 3-second clips from the original series. Don't come complaining to me when these get tough, homie. You asked for it, it says.
Well, that was fast.
Yeah, that was
I
fast.
said that yesterday.
I think he changed it because my doc was
He
updated.
probably just trimmed down the ones he was going to do for you anyway.
That's my guess. So here it is. What episode of the original series of Star Trek did this clip come from? Here you go.
Angry, Mr. Spock, or frustrated, perhaps?
All right.
Oh, oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's see. An altercation between Bones and McCoy, or Bones and Spock about how Spock has a temper. Huh. That's odd. What a strange thing. Or not temper, but he has a temper. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So here's your possible answers. A, bread and circuses. B, the deadly years. C, the Omega Glory. Or D, all of our yesterdays. It does seem to me this would be a little more challenging.
Yeah, okay. So 3 seconds might have been enough.
Well, it might have been. Who knows? We're going to find out one way or the t'other. Before all that, this.
Are you hungry?
Aren't you hungry?
What's a foodie?
How about... Should we do the last Oreo and then put these out of our life forever?
You really don't want to do the root beer float ones, do you?
No, I don't, but I will if you say so. If you say, let's do root beer floats, let's do them.
Let's do root beer floats.
Oh, yeah, because we have 2 left. I thought we had 1 left. Okay.
Close out the week with peppermint.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, gosh.
Now, you don't normally like root beer floats anyway, right?
No, I hate them. They're my least favorite combined dessert treat thing ever made. They make me feel sick every time I drink one. I just feel gross. And even as a kid, we'd go to like a big party, and everybody would be freaking out because there were root beer floats there. And I'd get like one swallow and just go, ugh, it's like Epicac. It makes me want to yak. I don't know why. I just never liked it. Still can't do it to this day.
That's crazy. I love root beer floats.
And you know how people will make combinations now? Like, oh, it's a Dr. Pepper sorbet float or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's still bad. Ooh, all right. Oh, I can't do it. The smell makes me feel sick.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It makes me nauseous to smell that. That is so weird.
It's crazy that, root beer floats are your thickened liquid.
Yeah, kind of. And literally, they're my thickened liquid. And that horrible foam on top is almost like runoff from some Phillips 66 experiment or something. It's like awful.
It's like the best thing.
No, it's like sea foam, dude. It's terrible. It's not
I'd
good.
hold this up to the camera. People are barely going to be able to see it.
Ugh. Am I really going to eat this? All right. This really is actually going to take something out of me to eat this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I know.
That's hilarious.
I don't know why. I don't know what my problem
You
is.
just scoop the foam off and drink the liquid.
Ugh, it smells
Is
like
it the
root
foam
beer.
that kills you or the liquid?
I think it's just the combination, because by themselves, ice cream's fine. Root beer's fine. In fact, I love a good root beer. I can't do them together, though. It's the combination, man. And this smells like the combination. Doesn't it, Brian? I mean, this smells like the combo.
I'm already halfway done with
No,
mine.
I'm
This is
just
awesome.
gonna talk about it.
It does. It tastes. This smells and tastes just like root beer float.
Yep, that's it.
This is an amazing thing.
Yep, we're done with those. Kids can have that whole bag. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Blah.
Oh wow, the root beer aftertaste even.
Yeah, this is not good. That's terrible. That's awful, is what that is. I need to find that. That's bad.
Wow.
Ooh, Brian really likes them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's your licorice thing. Maybe it's connected to
No,
that.
root beer floats are not as rarely loved as black licorice.
Yeah, that's true.
Black licorice is like a 5% of the world thing.
Yeah.
I like root beer floats, but I don't like licorice.
That's true. So you're the exception that proves the rule, or however that goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there's that. Do we have a birthday today?
We do. That would be Joel Brook. He's 65 today. He played Follow on Deep Space Nine's wonderful episode, Move Along Home.
Hey.
Which one was that one?
It was the stupid one where they have to play a game.
Yeah. Move along home. Move along home.
Yeah, that's not good. That's a bad episode.
It's a really bad episode.
Maybe the worst. I'm trying to think of one I didn't like more. I don't know.
I think that made a lot of people stop watching.
Yeah, it was early though. Wasn't it early? Like second season or
Yeah.
something? Yeah. Well, good for them and good for him. May his 65th be as good as his 64th. And still with us. That's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Always good to hear that. All right, well, enough of him, and back to our thing here. Daryl, you heard this very small, very limited clip. Do you think it's enough to tell you whether Bread and Circuses, The Deadly Years, The Omega Glory, or All Our Yesterdays was the proper answer?
I think it is.
Hmm.
My first thought was Amok Time because Spock has a big fit in that one.
Yeah.
But that wasn't one of the choices.
Hmm.
So instead I'm going to choose D, where Spock devolves into a caveman, I guess.
You do that, really?
Well, a Vulcan version of caveman.
But kind of like Riker did in that one terrible season 7 thing?
Not that bad.
Okay. Where he flipped everybody off on the fish tank?
He just got really grumpy.
Yeah. By the way, chat room and people at home, if you have not seen that photo, you just go Riker in Google, Riker bird fish tank. And we're going to look at images. And, oh, that's a bad search. It didn't come up. Let's try. Oh, there it is. Yep, I found it. You will find a photo of Riker as a caveman with hairy hands leaning on Picard's fish tank with his throwing the middle finger, throwing the bird.
That's awesome.
It's an amazing moment that should be shared with your friends. Here, chat room, I'll give it to you if you don't already know it or see it. There it is. Fan-freaking-tastic.
Love that one.
Daryl, so which one? Well, sorry, which one did you say?
That would be D.
All our yesterdays.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's find out. Is that the correct answer? Oh, no. Incorrect. It is bread and circuses. Spock and McCoy are held in a jail cell, and Spock is trying to get the cell door open. Here's a longer version of the clip.
Angry, Mr. Spock, or frustrated, perhaps? Such emotions are foreign to me, Doctor. I'm merely testing the strength of the door for the 15th time.
Ah, see, now you know it.
I would have got the whole thing was there.
Yeah, the full Monty is how they say it. That in that movie, that meant your penis. Daryl, good job. Way to go. You didn't do it. You failed it. Tomorrow, you get a chance to do it again. It is Daryl Skeels, everybody. He's the Trek Nerd on Twitter. He's also on This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com and the Grumpy Cast. And now, ladies and gentlemen, Daryl will play a game with us. What's it called?
Star Trek Science Prize or Actual Prize.
All right.
Let's see if this goes better than yesterday.
Yeah. All right. Jim died. Yip. All right. Go ahead. Give it to us.
Carrington Award.
Carrington Award?
Carrington Award. It sounds more like a Dallas Prize or Falcon Crest Prize.
It does, doesn't it?
Weren't they the Carringtons?
Oh, were they? I don't know. But it still sounds like that era of name.
Yeah.
Like you would have that name if you were a rich, pompous a-hole in the 80s.
Right.
Oh, the Carringtons, yeah.
Sounds real to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like a double dip, but I think I feel the same. So I'm going to agree. I'm going to go with how I feel. Daryl, I feel that Brian's right. We think it's a real deal.
This is a yearly award given in the field of medicine by the Federation Medical Council.
Damn it! What did Carrington do? What was some famous person who cured something?
I don't know. I think they only mention it once.
They always do this where they say, yes, Baron von Carrington solved the Klingon flu.
I think it was Kirk won the Carrington Award.
Oh, Kirk won it.
That's all they ever said about it.
Brian is falling closer. He is less now looking into the main organ and looking somewhere else.
This is what Doc Ock sees when he wears the Spider-Man costume
because he's so short. That's amazing. All right, what are we doing now? How about this right here?
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Oh, we have some news. Brian, you've been to a hockey game lately?
Well, you're not going to give that's brought to you by?
Oh, I missed it here. I'm sorry. It is brought to you by something. Yeah, and it's brought to you by
Coverville.
Oh, Coverville. I've heard of that.
For freak's sake.
Jeez.
Where today on the show, you are going to hear the chronology of carols. So on the annual Christmas episode, I thought it'd be fun to go chronologically through history all the way up to the present and listen to Christmas carols in the order in which they were written, not in the order in which they're being covered, of course, because we got to do a little bouncing around there. But of course, everything from oldies like We Wish You a Merry Christmas and Angels We Have Heard on High, all the way through the new stuff like that damn Wham song and that damn Mariah Carey song today on Coverville.
Damn Wham song sounds awesome.
Damn Wham song.
By the way, this just in. Polygon has listed, for some reason, their video game site, and they have listed the year's best movies. So I guess they're hard up for articles today. But here are the movies you may have not seen that you must see, and I agree with a couple of these. And man, am I a what's her name fan now. You don't like her chin, but I think she's amazing.
Emily Blunt.
Yes,
I like her. I like her. I like everything else about her.
I love her. Anyway, the Babadook. Remember that deal? The Babadook. We talked about it
I
before.
don't remember that at all. Oh, we did. We talked about it here. Right.
Yeah, and you hadn't heard of it or whatever. I guess it's a really scary freaking movie.
Yes.
Boyhood, where the photo or the cover photo poster features a kid with what looks like a very short arm, but I'm just pointing that out. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, depending on when you saw it. That's a great movie.
That is a really good movie. That one I actually had to pick up on Blu-ray because I want those bonus features for that.
Plus, we were so sure it was going to be poo, and it was not poo.
No,
it was the
far
opposite
from
of poo. Yeah, it was the what is the opposite of poo? I guess food. It was food.
Yes, that was it. Yes.
The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Wait, they wrote on here movies you may not have seen this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I assigned it that. Sorry.
Oh,
it's
okay.
saying it's something we should see. Interstellar. Sure, of course. See that. Only Lovers Left Alive. All right. That's got your Legolas in there. Oh, and Tilda Swinton. She's freaky.
She's interesting. She was great in that Snowpiercer.
Which is also on this list. Snowpiercer. Also, The Tale of Princess Kaguya. It's an animated deal. A shockingly feminist fairy tale, they call it. So that just turned off a ton of the audience who are still douchebags. And Under the Skin, which is that sci-fi horror deal with your what's her name? Your Black Widow.
Oh, you're Scarlett Johansson. You're
yes,
ScarJo.
She's the one. Ugh, I hate that. Yes, but that's her. She's the one.
I don't see how that's a party.
That's the one.
Oh,
that's the one. Anyway, that just in. Have you ever been to? Okay, back to my question. Have you been to a hockey game before, Brian?
I have attended a hockey game.
You have the Avalanche. They're a National Hockey League team. They're in Colorado.
Right.
We don't have
Good
that. We have some poopy second-tier IHL league thing with the Grizzlies with 2 Z's. And they're fine. It's a good time. We go there. But I've never been poisoned by the Zamboni. Have you?
Poisoned by the Zamboni?
Yeah.
I've never been poisoned by the Zamboni, no.
Well, a poisonous Zamboni has sent 81 people at a hockey game to area hospitals. A Zamboni machine silently poisoned players. Sneaky little bastard. As it smoothed out the ice. And fans at a junior hockey game in Wisconsin on Saturday, and that's a big hockey town, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
Sending 81 people to hospitals. That's actually a good thing in one respect. An emergency official told CNN that the carbon monoxide leak, which was coming out of the faulty Zamboni's propane tank.
Oh, see, I thought they were just watching it go back and forth and back and forth.
They all got motion sick. And
do not fixate on the Zamboni.
It says if it hadn't sickened so many people all at once, people would have died because they wouldn't have noticed. This is the problem with your carbon monoxide. Whenever that leaks, you don't know what's happening, and it just freaking kills you. Would have been fatal for a lot of people. It was a game between the Dells Ducks and the Ice Hawks at the Poppy Watermain Ice Arena. That looked like Poopy for a minute. The Poopy Waterman Ice Arena.
Waterman Ice Arena.
In Lake Delton, dozens of people fell ill, were treated for nausea, fainting, vomiting, and dizziness. One Ducks player was fainted, was hospitalized Sunday in Milwaukee, where he received oxygen therapy in a hyperbaric chamber. According to the Star Tribune, he is recovering. So
that is crazy.
Yeah.
It's just you would think that there's enough air in there that any sort of fumes coming from the Zamboni would be like, well, it smells bad, but it's, it's not fatal. But
sure,
boy,
yeah. I mean, dude, it's so. That's why people should
open a window.
That's why you guys should get those detectors in your house, because if you get a leak for something, you just don't know until you're dead. Then you know.
Right.
Hawaii. Been to Hawaii? 50th state here in the United States. I have been to Hawaii. Is it our 50th? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the 50th name state because
Alaska 49 and New Mexico 48, if I remember correctly.
Oh, very nice. Mm-hmm. Nice now that they're known for meth and.
we could have excised them years ago.
Sure.
Nope.
Well,
we'll have this nice little cutout space of our map. It's totally fine. We can live with that.
Well, they're safe from this. Hawaiian lava is on course to hit a gas station and shopping center by Christmas. Lava from the volcano on Hawaii's biggest island is on course to reach a shopping center and gas station, and they're going to do it in 10 days, according to officials. It's 1 mile from the center right now in the small town of Pahoa, said Hawaii County Civil Defense Director Daryl Oliveria. Oliveria? Mm-hmm. Okay. The shopping center also contains a hardware store, pharmacy, and auto repair shop. There's still a great deal of uncertainty about when the lava might reach the center and what it could hit. The lava could smother one structure in the complex or cover them all. Depends on what flow does as it comes through. Anyway, I guess is a thing that you're always if you live near any of the potential eruptions or potential even dormant volcanoes on any of the islands, you have this risk that one day some of that lava is going to tumble down left when it should have gone right and come and eat your
wipe
car.
out your house.
Yeah.
At least with lava, you've got some warning.
Yeah.
You've got some time.
It's slow, right?
It is slow. But the crazy thing, I mean, this gas station seems, like a pretty scary deal, right? Because if we've learned anything from movies,
oh, yeah.
it's that gas stations blow up at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. So that's scary. The gas station would sell its remaining fuel and pump out whatever's left if this happens. If they do have to evacuate, he said it would. They just fill the tanks with water and firefighting foam. So that's a good way to deal with it. Anyway,
Wow.
I hope everyone. It's almost the worst thing is just waiting. It's like you'd almost prefer your disaster to just hit. I guess you wouldn't though. You'd rather have it with all sorts of warning. Like what if hurricanes were this slow? That'd be great.
Totally.
Just get everybody out of there.
You guys have 10 days to evacuate Mississippi. We've got problems coming.
Yeah, you can see it. In fact, you can probably walk over and look at it. It's coming. But the problem with that being slow moving is it would sit there a lot longer and destroy everything a lot longer. So I guess whatever.
Give us a little bit of Ernie Hudson. What would he describe this situation?
He would say, "Oh, geez, you put me on the spot, and now my brain went blank."
Oh, sorry.
Hold on, let me think.
Oh, do I need to tell you what button to push on your?
Yeah, give me a hint. I found it. I found it. Okay. Duh. I was thinking Ghostbusters, but obviously not. Okay, here you go.
Lava.
No, not that one. Hold on. There it is. No, that's a series of tubes. Where is that?
Put them together, and what do you get?
Oh, I'm in the wrong folder. Here we go.
Lava tubes.
There we go.
That is fantastic that you played lava tubes and then you put it was like Electric Company.
Yeah, it was. It was like
they did the compound words.
Yeah, a silhouette of Morgan Freeman talking to somebody else.
That's right, Rita Moreno, I think.
Oh, amazing. So anyway, that's going on. I tell you what else is going on. Our friends over at Casper are going on. I love these guys. I don't talk about it enough how much I love the mattress we got from them. I think it may have been my best purchase of 2014.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I really recommend it. If you are even remotely in the market for a brand new mattress, do not go to some sleep center at some strip mall and pay way too much money. Go over to Casper.com instead. In fact, go to Casper.com/morningstream instead and check out what they have. They make premium mattresses all sold online at a fraction of the price that you're used to paying everywhere else. And, oh my gosh, they're great. They're revolutionizing the mattress industry by cutting the cost of dealing with resellers, showrooms, all those middlemen. They pass that savings directly to you, the consumer. They're awesome. And they're obsessively engineered by Germans. No, not by Germans. Just by people.
Zeno mattresses?
Oh, you want to sleep comfortably? Yeah. You can buy it easily online. And by the way, if I mentioned they have a completely risk-free trial, how weird is this? They'll actually send you a brand new mattress, the size you need. Okay, so you're like, I need, it's a queen, what are there's variations. Queen double deal or something, whatever it is. And they'll say, okay, great, here it is. You get 100 days. That's like a third of the year, okay? 1/3 of the year, you get to try this thing out. You don't have to lie down in some showroom or some, like, you know, hairy hobo laid before.
People walking by with their Orange Julius's, look at that guy laying on the bed.
That's weird. That's creepy. I don't want that mattress now, right?
Right.
Instead, it's just you in your own, the privacy of your own home. You give it a shot, and if you don't like it, they'll take it back. But you'll like it. That's the problem. I mean, that's not the problem. That's the good thing. You're going to love that thing. So here's what I want you to do. Compare prices. For example, you get one of their mattresses for $500 for a twin, say $950 for a king size. Compare that to industry averages. That's insanely cheap. Wow. We're also going to give you an additional $50 off of that for our audience members by going to Casper.com/morningstream and entering the promo code morningstream. It's that easy. See how easy it is to remember? Morningstream at Casper.com. That's the link and the promo code morningstream. We love Casper.
As long as you remember who told you about it, you'll remember that code.
Yeah, piece of cake. Not hard. And they're awesome. Really, for real. I like these guys a lot. So go check them out.
If communists have attempted to inject their propaganda into the motion picture, they have failed miserably.
Oh, celebrity poop. There's some stuff to talk about. Speaking of zombies. Oh, and I didn't finish telling you. So the gingerbread house we did.
Oh, yeah.
We put, you don't think about it, but gingerbread are perfect for like cutting their faces in half and having only one arm and having one arm laying on the ground and making little zombie guys.
Right. Exactly. When you accidentally break a gingerbread man, he's a zombie.
He's basically a zombie. So we had this whole house being attacked by gingerbread men and survivors inside. It was awesome. But anyway, that reminds me, Walking Dead spinoff location has been revealed.
Ooh, where's it gonna be? Where's it gonna be?
Well, it's not really a spinoff. That's the weird bit. Because spinoffs imply that somebody like Flo is going to make it out of Mel's Diner and do something on her own, right?
Right.
Or Enos is going to leave Hazard County and go to L.A. to be a cop.
Well, but I guarantee you there will be some crossover. There will be.
How will they though? Because they're on opposite sides of the country. It turns out now.
Oh,
so
well,
they don't
okay. I guess I should wait until I hear the location.
Yeah, because right now they're all in Georgia, right? That's where they've been the whole time, and they haven't been able to get out of there. So here's the deal: The Walking Dead's companion project is taking the zombie apocalypse out of Georgia. Sources confirm. TV lines report that the as of yet untitled pilot is set in Los Angeles. The scenery shift to the West Coast adds some intriguing setting possibilities: beaches, the ocean, Hollywood landmarks, Walker celebrities.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I don't know how much of that.
It's zombie Paris Hilton.
Just to have her zombie dog.
All right, here's how the connection is going to be.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be, they're going to go into somebody's house, and on the wall, it's going to be a picture of Carol or something.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be Carol's cousin or.
You're right. They'll do that.
They'll do that.
Of course they will.
They have to.
They have to. But they may even go as far as like maybe at the end of this season, one of the cast members gets out of there and we don't know where she went, and then they turn up in LA in an episode and end up dying or passing through or something.
I think the fact that they're in the fact that LA and Atlanta are that distant, I think you're right. I don't think we're going to see someone from one ending up in the other, because look how hard it is for them just to get away from Atlanta.
Yeah, but Brian, look how easy it was for the Globetrotters to end up on the same island as Gilligan.
Well, you've got me there.
See, now you're thinking. Yeah, I'm excited about this. So bring it on. I'm all about deserts, and I'm all about West Coast settings, and I really do like the idea. Here's what they will play with. I guarantee you this. If they don't, they're missing out on a huge opportunity, and it was a great part of the World War Z book. And that's this idea that Hollywood types are freaking useless in a zombie apocalypse.
Right.
So I don't care how popular Justin Bieber is in today's terms, or whoever. I'm just picking him out of the sky. But as soon as the zombie apocalypse comes, he is a useless pile of turd. And he will drive everyone crazy and get people killed and will be just the worst possible survivor. So I want them to play with that.
Right. I mean, who are you gonna want on your side in a zombie apocalypse? Are you gonna want George Clooney or Terrell Owens or something like that? Some linebacker.
I'll take the linebacker.
Exactly.
I'll take The Rock. Dwayne Johnson could do a lot to help us. Freaking, I'll tell you who can't. Any of them Kardashian ladies. They're not going to help.
No, they're
Emily Blunt might be able to help me a little bit.
If she's got that suit from Edge of Tomorrow, she'd be all over.
Oh yeah, she'll be great. That idea though is really cool, and it won't be anybody we know. It'll be some analog to it'll be some character that reminds us of some celebrity, but it's not going to be an actual. I think can't do that, obviously.
Right.
Unless somebody wants to play themselves, that'd be funny. Like, what if Corey Feldman was like, "Dude, I'll do it. I'll be myself. I'll totally play Corey Feldman." That'd be amazing. All right, Frozen director. She's not a Frozen director. She's the director of Frozen.
Like we've just discovered the world's oldest director living in a sheet of ice in Antarctica.
Yep, with a mammoth. Frozen director has apologized to parents for Let It Go. What a difference a year makes. No one knows better than Frozen director Jennifer Lee. This, according to The Hollywood Reporter, in the past 12 months, she not only won Best Animated Feature Oscars, but saw her film become the highest grossing in the genre, $1.27 billion worldwide. No one has ever come that close to that. That's of all time, Brian.
Wow.
1.27 billion.
Wow, that is crazy.
And while there are things that have changed as well. She says this, quote, "A year ago, I'd meet people who, when they found out who I was, they'd say, 'Oh, we love the songs. We sing them all the time.' Now they're like, 'Yep, we're still listening to those songs,'" Lee laughs. "I've gone from thank you to sorry." So it's kind of a weird sorry, but
I hear that Chumbawamba and the Baha Men also have to apologize for
and,
their songs.
And Too Dead Fred, or what was his name? Fred.
Right Said Fred?
Right Said Fred. There was no dead in there.
Too Dead Fred. Also going to be appearing in the LA version of The Walking Dead.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm too sexy for my severed arm. All right. Congratulations.
So sexy it doesn't hurt anymore.
Well, I'm not too sexy to want good food in my life. And I'd go to HelloFresh.com when I really want something amazing, something gourmet, something from real chefs, like, for example, the Tuscan Riboltia? Am I saying that right?
What?
Tuscan.
See, I'm not on the morning. Let me get on the HelloFresh site.
Ribolita?
Probably Ribolita, right? Let me see here. Where is it? Oh, Tuscan Ribolita.
Okay. Does that sound right? Okay. I did get it right. Huh. I
haven't heard of that, but that's certainly how I would pronounce that, Ribolita.
Chicken sausage, chili flakes, red onion, Parmesan cheese, garlic, a bunch of stuff.
I want you to do the next one.
Well, the next one is Sabatia. No?
Oh, no. Ciabatta, but I meant the next recipe.
Oh, this one's baked bolognese.
Oh, very good.
You thought I was going to say baked bolognese.
I was really hoping for baked bolognese.
Nope, I can do this. Orange
you
shrimp.
You know bolognese, but you don't know penne.
I know, it's wrong with me. Because it looked like peen. It looked like peen. Creamy peen. Orange shrimp stir fry, breaded chicken. Man, the stuff on display this week, or this actually next week, so your Christmas week, man.
Oh, look at that butternut squash risotto.
Yeah, looks really good. When you want to save you some money, they'll deliver to you no matter where you are in these states united or around the world. Go check them out at HelloFresh.com and use the code MorningStream for 50% for first-time orders. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got recommendals, Tom's Tech Time, some emails, the usual Wednesday business. And as always, Brian takes us in with music.
I do. This one is going out to two people, both Justine and Chris Harris. Now, Justine is traveling for home for Christmas after first semester at university, and wanted something that was kind of along the lines of a guitar cover, Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, someone in that style. Chris Harris emailed in, said, hey, insert clever pun here because I can't think of one off the top of my head. I wanted to request the cover of Somewhere Over the Rainbow by Jack Tamarat on or around December the 17th. I've only been able to find the song on YouTube, but I'm sure Brian has his ways. Ha ha. I've been away from my family for the past 5 months, and on the 17th, we will be reunited, hopefully, for a good long while. My wife has been taking care of our 2 kids while I've been away, and she's done a great job. To my wife, I just want to say that you are my best friend, and I can't wait to see you again. I know it's been hard, but having you by my side has made this much easier. Thanks, guys. Been listening to all the Frog Pants podcasts since the ELR days.
Wow. That's a lot of content, man.
That is, man. Wow. So thank you, Chris, and thank you, Justine, for your requests. The Jack Tamarat cover of Somewhere in the Rainbow does have that Stevie Ray Vaughan, maybe even a Mark Knopfler kind of feel to it. So I figured it was a good, appropriate one to do for this. This did come from YouTube. Of course, it's a cover of the song from The Wizard of Oz, sung by Judy Garland in that fine film. It is Over the Rainbow. Over the Rainbow. By Barbara Walters, by Jack Tamarat. And here it is now.
All right, we'll play it. We'll be back. Stay tuned.
No, your server is not the waiter or waitress at your favorite coffee shop. The server is the company that is providing your access to the Internet. There are a number of Internet providers that you can choose from. There are local companies and national companies. Think of it in terms of the difference between using a big city post office or a small rural post office. You will still be able to send and receive all of the same information. It's just the access that's a little different. For this video, we are using a local internet provider called CyberShore.
What's the matter, you chicken dick?
From the 2010 Best of Booty Collection, this is the Morning Stream.
You know that new Booty Collection's out this year. Just came yesterday, I think.
Cool, I got to download that. I love those.
I love those too. Those are always so good.
Mm-hmm.
I have everything since they started. I think 09 was the first year, I think.
Cool.
And they're all good, all fun, all great. I still think Party in the USA mixed with... what's his name is my favorite one, but
I think the Andy Griffith theme and Single Ladies. That's my favorite jam.
That one's pretty good. There's some really good stuff in there. If you guys haven't heard that before, just Google Best of Booty and you'll find it all. It's totally free to download. Mm-hmm. Amazing mashups of like the popular songs of that year, plus like a lot of old stuff. And oftentimes it's like, oh, here's this new song by Katy Perry mixed with an old Journey song or something.
Right.
Really cool.
It's kind of a good way to bridge the gap between the old and the new, right? Because like people may not be familiar with the new stuff, and it's like, oh, there's that. Wow, they're pulling out some old Slayer.
Yeah, I know people were kind of getting sick of mashups for a while there, but I never got sick of it. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it's a good time. Speaking of good times, we have with us one Nicole Spagnolo, who is on the line with us right now. Hello, Nicole.
Just one?
Just one.
Hello.
Just one this time. Oh, hello. How are you?
I'm great.
Oh, that's fantastic.
How are you?
How was your holiday season?
It's going okay so far. I baked about 8 different types of cookies on Sunday.
Oh my Lord!
Oh, awesome!
That sounds great. Eric Mahler, who often does the Nerd Parents with you,
yeah,
came by the house with a big box of like fresh made like home cooking cookie things.
Yeah, I think he inspired me.
Oh my Lord! It was so good. Everything in there was good. I ate too much of it. So thanks, Eric, if you're listening. It was amazing. Holy crap!
So we were talking yesterday, and I didn't want to forget. I was listening to your Denny's story, and I wanted to get your perspective on a really weird situation I had at a it wasn't a Baja Fresh, it was a Rubio's.
Okay.
Have you ever been to a Rubio?
Yeah, we have Rubio's. Yeah, we like them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious because I'm trying to keep that holiday spirit. I'm like, I'm easygoing, whatever. Mm-hmm. But this situation was really weird. There was only one cashier.
All right. And
the woman looked relatively normal, in her 40s, dressed normally. But she was at the register. She had her phone like high up and she was browsing the internet, and the cashier just stood waiting. And I watched her try to get into her Yahoo email, do the forget password.
Oh my gosh.
It was really ridiculous. And she did not apologize. She was oblivious of the entire world around her. The lines backing up.
Was she doing? Was she trying to find a coupon or something, or what was her deal?
I think so, because here's the funny thing: they finally got another cashier. Yeah. They took our order. We sat down, and that's the way it works. You wait for your food.
Right.
We got our food, and she was still at the counter.
Really? What the heck?
Oh my God, that long! Holy cow!
It was crazy.
That's insane.
And then she proceeded. Once she did order, they have like a salsa bar, and maybe this is a thing, I don't know, but she went up to the chipotle red sauce, and she started taking shots of it.
What? Seriously?
Like she took 5 like the shot action that you do.
Yeah.
So she pour it, take a shot. Pour it, take a shot.
Nicole, you didn't warn us that you were going to tell us the greatest story of all time. This is amazing.
Is that normal? I
No, it's not normal at all.
That's not normal. No, I don't care what their salsa's like either. It could be the most amazing salsa in the world. It
is really good salsa. Actually.
But that may explain, if anything, that part of your story helps explain the psychotic nature of her email browsing.
So weird. And then she did this 5 times. Then she sat down and she went up another time and did it another 3 times.
What?
And then as she's walking by, because the way we're positioned like near the salsa bar, and I'm facing her and Mark's facing me, and I'm watching her just going, what am I watching?
Wow.
She then leans over and starts looking at Mark's phone. I'm like, what are you doing?
Are you kidding?
I started to do the texting thing because I can't say anything to Mark, so I'm texting him what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna like see me talking about her.
Oh, that's insane.
This, by the way,
So,
I know we all do this.
So hold on a sec though. Did she seem like she was maybe on substances of some sort? Like could you tell if she looked like her movements or something were weird or any of that?
Or weird. I don't know, but it was just I was mesmerized.
Wow.
It's just the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that's something's up. That's definitely not normal. I mean, obviously they're quirky people in this world, but that seems a little beyond that. And if you're shotting salsa multiple times,
mainlining the chipotle sauce,
that's really weird.
That's crazy.
So interesting.
I would have been really impressed if she would have done that with the pico de gallo.
Right.
Maybe, I know, maybe she was making her rounds, but I've never heard of anybody or seen anybody take shots of salsa before.
No, and the minute, okay, so the first thing is usually like, oh, okay, well, this one's so narcissistic, they think that nobody else has a life while they have their thing to do. That I can understand, and those people suck, and I have no time for them. But then the shots of the stuff, that makes me think there's something wrong. And then looking at your husband's phone,
it was so weird.
as if that's a thing she is, there's some social contract that says she should do that. Something's wrong.
Have you seen this show? And I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it's got the guy in the hidden booth with a camera, and he gives the contestant, the player, an earpiece.
Yeah.
And they have to do these obnoxious things in public places. What's it called?
Candid Camera?
It's Candid Camera, but it's current. Like it's
I don't know.
It's one of the kids from Road Rules on MTV, and he gets celebrities like Penn Jillette was in there, and what the heck is that called? Anyway.
Now you're making me wonder.
Would have asked me to sign a waiver. Nobody asked me to sign it.
Right, exactly, because you would have been on camera, and at the end of this, they would have said, "Hey, I've been doing this whole thing to win money on what's it called?"
Yeah, you'd know by now.
No, it's not Impractical Jokers. It's another one. It's Theo Von is the guy.
Yeah.
Is it Just Go With It, or what's the deal, or it's some dumb
you lost
name.
me at one of the Road Rules kids. Once you said that, I went, what? Who? I haven't watched that since the 90s.
Actually, he might have been in the first batch, like in the Deal With It. Thank you, Calbog. That's exactly it. Deal with it. Okay. And so they have to sit in this restaurant. They've got an earpiece, and they're with somebody, and they have to be as obnoxious. They're told what to do by the celebrity in the booth. And they say, all right, now take the glass of water from the table, pour it on the floor, and chuck the glass on the floor as well, or something like that.
Is it an MTV joint?
It's TBS, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Wow.
And
yeah,
it's actually kind of funny.
It still exists, TBS. Then that's still a channel.
Well, Conan's keeping TBS afloat.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. That's where he does the show.
Now, before we get to our recommendals, I had to ask Nicole if she's heard of MoviePass.
MoviePass. No.
MoviePass. Why don't you just tell me? No,
Why don't you?
This, I don't know how often with Mateo, how often you guys see current movies, but this just got announced today or recently. I want to say it was this morning was the first I'd heard about it. You pay about $30 a month, and you can see a new movie in the theater every 24 hours.
What?
Wait. So for $30 a month.
Older, then yeah, but I'm not ready yet.
But hold on a second. If it's so you're saying $30 a month, which it normally costs me more than that.
You can go see a movie every day.
Is that just for one person though?
Yeah, $30 a month for one person.
If they said, "Hey, the 4 of you can go to any movie you want even once a week for $30 a month," I'd do that in a heartbeat.
Well, okay, but it's
participating too.
Yeah, but I'm not going to pay $30 for each person. You know what I mean? Look how expensive that is.
Yeah, but how often? I mean, if it's 4 of you seeing movies, if you see more than 4 movies a month, this pays for itself.
We definitely don't do that though.
Okay.
But even if we did, would it though? $30 a month?
Yeah, because you're paying more. You're paying like $8 for a movie.
Yeah, $8.50 per movie. Yeah,
8 to 10. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. Movie Pass. I'm looking at it right now.
Moviepass.com/AMC is where they're currently doing it.
Yeah.
If they let me pick my seats at the AMC I go to, I would totally do this.
Oh, you know what? They're doing. That's fun. That's funny you said that because the theater that they're doing this at is the one that we all went to Nerdtacular 2010 to.
Oh yeah.
And that's just down the road from where I live now, and it is. Hold on, I'm just checking here. Yeah, and that's one of those assigned seating deals. So if I was into this, look, I'll tell you what. If I was a single dude, I'd do this.
Or
right
even
now.
a non-children dude. Like when Tina and I were younger, before Tristan was born, we would go every Friday night with either our friend Angel or Kristen, and we would see a movie every Friday night, one of the things coming out. And it would be like, all right, what are the 3 movies come out this weekend? Oh, yeah, that's the one I want to see. And then we'd go see, basically we'd see 4 movies a month that way.
Yeah.
I would be ginormous because I would want popcorn every time.
Yeah, that is a drawback to this
That's
whole
where
thing.
they make their money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is actually where the theaters make their money, because the ticket prices, the tickets you buy go to the studios.
Yeah, it's not enough. So you got to
The
buy.
theater
popcorn
only
and
makes
stuff.
money from concessions.
And I'm so cheap. I'm like, I'm bringing a candy bar in my pants, man. I'm not buying.
You're that guy.
Yeah, I am that guy. I'm totally that guy. But Kim, thankfully, Kim is not that guy. She'll get popcorn and stuff and support the cause, I guess.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I have to keep an eye on that.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll watch. That's a good point to bring that up here in the recommendal segment, where Nicole comes on with a theme, and this week's theme was family holiday. Well, just holiday movies, not really
holiday movies. We were gonna do Ben Affleck, but then I was like, yeah, it's too close to the holidays. Are we recording next week?
No, I'll be traveling that day, so no. Yeah, next week, Wednesday through Thursday, there is nothing.
Christmas Eve. Nicole, have a heart, huh?
I know, right?
Gosh.
I just figured Scott, he likes to do his show.
I do.
Well, we're doing one on New Year's Eve potentially, so
yeah, that's true.
Really...
Good point. We did that last year though too, but anyway. So yeah, let's talk about this.
By the way, says he snuck a whole pizza into in his jacket to see U.S. Marshals. Nicely done. That is the best bringing food into the movie theater story I've ever heard.
Said, did he get stopped at the front by a security guy? And did he say, "I've got a whole pizza in my chest"? And the guy said, "I don't care." Did that happen? Because that'd be amazing.
Well done.
All right, Nicole, start us off. Where are we at? What do you think? Who should go first?
I will tell you, I have a documentary. Do either of you have a documentary?
I don't. Mine is not.
Because
I'll see a documentary and raise you a comedy.
Because we've done this segment a number of times. This theme is every year. Yeah. So, the standards are out.
Oh, shoot. We have, haven't we? I wonder if I recommended this in a previous year.
You might have, but that's okay. You have new listeners. And they're like, hey, I wonder what Brian likes during the days.
I'm probably not going to surprise anybody with my choice, but all right.
So I went out on a different limb and decided to watch a documentary about the holidays, or about Christmas, specifically about Santa Claus. There's a great documentary, 2014, so just this year, called I Am Santa Claus.
Oh, I saw this. It's amazing.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes, with Mick Foley, the wrestler.
Yep.
Who just loves Santa Claus.
It's really, really good.
Really? It's like I Am Santa Claus?
I Am Santa Claus. It profiles 5 or 6 different Santa Clauses. The first one, he's kind of a down and out Santa Claus. Kind of feel sad for him. He's living off Social Security, and the Santa Claus thing, is pretty much how he makes his money for the year.
Yeah.
There's another Santa Claus who is adorable. He's such a sweet man, and later in life he realizes, he's gay, and he's a bear. So it's adorable. He's adorable. I loved him.
Yeah.
And he talks about his experiences. Every one of these stories I was smiling, and it was heartwarming. And one guy in particular, he loves to be Santa Claus so much. Like, he feels it brings out the best version of himself that he wants to be. He actually changed his name to Santa Claus.
Yeah. Wow. Which is actually kind of common. A lot of Kris Kringles out there, they get so into it that, it becomes a way of life. Yeah.
If you think about it, this is probably the time of year that not everybody, but a good majority of us are we feel good. We want to do nice things. We smile more. And there was a line in the movie that says happiness is is contagious. Like when you're happy, I'm happy. I mean, I think this is the reason why this show is so popular, because I'm driving down the road and I'm laughing and I get warm and good feelings towards both you and Brian. And it's like, oh, they made me happy.
Aww.
That warm feeling, when I have that warm feeling, I've usually wet myself. But usually, I understand what you're saying. No, that's an awesome pick. That's a really good one.
Nice. It's a nice
one. And now is the time
to
watch it, right? Because you don't want to watch this in July. It's definitely a thing you want to watch around the holidays. No, I watched it. I want to say I saw this before it was streaming, even on some other service or some other download rental or something.
It's a Morgan Spurlock production. It's not made by Morgan Spurlock, but his company produced it.
Yeah, which is probably good. I'm kind of done with him. Well, he's fine. Whatever. Morgan Spurlock is fine. He's just, now that all this stuff has come out about how he may have yanked some of the data around for his Super Size Me, it kind of bugs me a little bit. But
Artie Lang is in this as well, but he's not in it. I only saw him. Was he in it?
He was in it barely, just a tiny bit.
Like a blip.
Yeah, like a friend of Mick Foley kind of moment. Yeah, and the rest of the time he was snorting coke in a bathroom, so it's all fine.
Aww.
Yeah.
I like Artie Lang.
I was really neat seeing Roddy Piper. I love They Live. That's such a great.
I just like that there's so much wrestling. So much wrestling in a Santa movie. It's weird.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, anyway, well, good pick. I'm going to make a recommendation that was that I just cannot help but make. It's so easy to pick the usuals, but I just want to make this one. Now, here's the problem. It is not currently streaming and should be.
Aw.
So I'm kind of cheating a little bit and going with a DVD here. But it originally aired on TV, eventually went to DVD. We have it on DVD and we watch it every year. It's one of my favorite holiday movies. A lot of people don't even know it exists. It's not that old. I want to say like 02, 03 or something. It's animated. Computer, but it looks kind of flat 3D, sort of South Parky, but not quite that choppy. Anyway, it's Olive the Other Reindeer. So it's based on a children's book.
Oh.
And it stars, oh crap, my brain just went dead on her name. What's wrong with me? Oh, here it is. Well, I'll read this part. CGI animated Christmas television special. Directed by Oscar Moore. The feature was produced by Matt Groening's The Curiosity Company, so the Simpsons Futurama guy, and animated by DNA Productions. It aired December 17th. Oh, I had the date wrong. 99, so it's kind of old.
99.
It was on...
this is on YouTube, yeah.
Is it on YouTube? Oh, that's great, because it's totally worth seeing. Anyway, it was on Fox Television at the time. It was like paper-like sort of characters, 3D art, environments, all that kind of stuff. It's based on a 97 children's book by Vivian Wallish and illustrated by J. Otto Siebold. It totally uses his style. It's Drew Barrymore. She plays the main character, this reindeer called Olive, and features the voices of Dan Castellaneta, Peter McNichol, Joel Pantaleone. Joey Pants is awesome.
Joey Pants.
Yeah, Jay Moore is in it. Ed Asner, Tim Meadows, Billy West, Michael Stipe is in it.
I've never seen this.
Michael Stipe sings. Oh, Nicole, dude.
Of course he does.
You would love this. You would love this. And Mateo would be in heaven. It's a wonderful little movie. And I never get tired of it. It's super funny for adults. It's great for kids, especially little kids. It's just not enough people know about it. It's really, really fantastic. The only other thing I would say to you real quick before I forget, we went to this Sesame Street Muppets concert thing the other night.
Oh, really?
Oh, my gosh. If that doesn't end up on DVD or something, I know it's coming to PBS. PBS is going to rebroadcast it. But I don't think until next year, which is sad.
Oh.
But anyway,
was it live?
It was live. It was 22,000 people at this huge concert, and it was all the Sesame Street Muppets, not the Disney Muppets, because they're all owned separately now, so they couldn't do that. But it was fantastic, and all I could think of was Nicole would be in heaven in this. Because it was Christmas music and Grover being funny, and Cookie Monster can't get his cookies quick enough, and then he's got to share them, and the place was full of kids. But it was awesome. It was so awesome. Anyway.
Cool. I have to keep my eye out for that.
Yeah, if I find anything, I'll let you know, because it just seemed like your kind of thing. All right, Brian. Service up.
So my recommendation, I don't think is going to surprise anybody, because I think I've mentioned this movie a couple times. I know when we were having our... What's that?
I know exactly what movie you're
I know you are too. Yeah, I know you know. And if there's nothing else that says Christmas, it's beautiful people all wanting to have sex with each other. The movie is Love Actually. Big surprise, 2003. And was that what you're expecting, Nicole? Yeah. I love this movie. This is a movie that we do watch every year for Christmas, and it's got Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead. It's got Oh my God, I'm blanking on the Liam Neesons. It's got the Liam Neesons. It's got Hugh Grant, Emma Thompson, Laura Linney. It's got Snape is in here.
Yeah, Snape is great in there.
The Hobbit.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
yes,
Martin
right,
Freeman's in it. Yep.
Freeman. Yeah.
Yep.
He's a porn actor.
He is, exactly.
Oh, I forgot about that.
There's the whole, I know. So maybe not completely for the kids, but
I don't think it's at all for the kids.
It's got weird Hobbit sex.
Yeah, none of it is for the kids, but it's a really great feel-good movie.
It's got the kid who's now on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many great people in this thing, and they all want to have sex with each other, and it's Christmas, so why not?
Yeah.
Ask you, do you like The Holiday?
The Holiday?
Movie or just in general, do I like The Holiday?
The movie, The Holiday.
I didn't see it.
With Jack Black, what's her face from Titanic?
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet.
I've never seen this. I'm looking at it right now. Jude Law, Eli Wallach.
It's a couple years.
Is it the same kind of thing? It looks like it's
exactly the same kind of thing. It's a sweet movie.
Huh. We might have to add this to the DVD list. It looks like it's not available for
streaming.
Oh, Blu-ray disc returned on December 31st, 2007. Apparently, I watched it and it left such an impact I don't even remember it.
Wow.
I love when Netflix tells you watch something that you don't remember.
I did.
Maybe you just sent it back. Maybe you didn't get to it.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, if we get something, I can't think of a time that we've sent something back that we just didn't watch.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Those are those are all fine recommendations as far as my recollection goes. But I cannot reiterate this enough. And if all of the other reindeer is on YouTube, it is a must-watch, especially if you have kids.
According to what I'm looking at right here, it's 45 minutes and all of the other reindeer.
Yep. Watch that, and then when the kids go to bed, watch Brian's movie. And then when the person in your life, your significant other who hates documentaries because they're mean and evil, they go to bed, then you stay up and you watch Nicole's.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Nice job, everyone. Nicole, since this is our last time to have you before Christmas, may yours be fantastic.
Well, don't you want a recommendal?
Yes, a Quizler.
I want a Quizler before I do anything else.
So before I give you the Quizler, I will say that I got a ton of submissions for new themes in the new year. And if you go, I'm going to put up the straw poll today. So if you go to Twitter, so twitter.com/recommendals, you'll find the link for if you want to vote on, how we do these themes in the new year, or you could go to the Facebook page too. So facebook.com/recommendals. So that being said, here's your Quizler.
Wait, here's your theme.
So it's just a matter of kind of identifying those balls.
All right, there you go.
The balls. One of my wonderful presentations. Thank you. I spoke. All right, so this is a holiday movie that you will. It's not your standard holiday movie. In fact, you probably won't even think it's a holiday movie, but I can tell you it is. It's a really, really funny movie, and it's going to be a hard clip for you guys to guess. I don't think you're going to get it.
All right.
All right, so here you go.
Okay, Ron, which jokester changed the key on me?
No one, Samantha. It's been the same key for the last 43 takes.
Well, something's off then because I'm just not feeling it, okay? God, I need my guitar.
We need to mix the tracks separately.
Seriously, dancing free with my guitar, Ron. So I'm gonna be real, okay? I'm not gonna let you and Hong Kong Phooey up there turn me into some happy bubblegum wannabe.
What is that?
Is that Anna Faris?
It is Anna Faris.
Oh, it's that thing. It's that movie I hate.
What thing?
It's that movie I hate. The one where they all sing.
No.
No?
No.
Oh, Anna Faris. I'm thinking of the other one. The one that's
the other one.
Never sing. I don't think.
What's the music? What's the musical one? That I hate. What?
Pitch Perfect.
It's definitely not Pitch Perfect.
All right, I hate Pitch Perfect.
Ugh. People are saying, people are putting the name of a movie in the chat room, and I have never heard of it. Is it called Just Friends?
It is called Just Friends.
I have never heard of this.
Never heard of it.
And Anna Faris. This is not streaming anywhere. It would have been my pick had it been streaming. Such a fun movie. Ryan Reynolds is friends with what's her name? Anyway. He was fat when he was in high school. He goes off, he gets thin, he is dating the pop singer, which is Anna Faris. She's like the Britney Spears. And he ends up going back to his hometown, not on purpose. There's something happened with the plane and he goes home for the holidays. It's really funny. Chris Klein, I think, is in it.
Oh, I like Chris Klein.
Yeah. You should.
Cool. Yeah, I've never seen this before.
Definitely worth a rentals. And it's a Christmas movie.
There you go. All Christmas, all the time, everybody.
That's right.
All right, Nicole, have a merry one, please. And I can't wait to get you back on and report how things went. I know this is about the age Mateo is that things start to get super fun at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
So I just wanted to quickly mention Mateo is afraid, like totally afraid of Santa.
Oh, well, he's freaky.
Oh,
dude.
no.
And I'm not, of course, going to push him towards Santa, but I just found a new service that I used called HelloSanta.com. And they recorded a personalized message for him.
Oh, you're kidding.
And it's
That's
like
cool.
a 3-minute video, and he's like, "Hello, Mateo." It's awesome. He goes, that's Santa.
Did it work? Is he not afraid now?
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just happy that, he can experience, Santa through a fun little way. And
That's hilarious.
That's
I got Santa to say that he needs to listen to Mom and Dad more.
Sure. Well, this too will pass. I remember when my kids were terrified of the man, and now then they loved him. Now they don't know what they think. I'll just say that. Don't want to spoil anything. Nicole's
documentary.
Yes, there you go. Nicole Spag on Twitter, everybody. Nicole, take it easy, have fun, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye now. I think her husband's uploading woodworking videos.
Got a little choppy there in a couple of spots.
Little chappy.
So Hello Santa's like Hello Fresh for Santa.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Except there's no creamy peen. Is my understanding. Well, it could be. Guess you work hard enough, you can find anything you want to find.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is the zoomed-in face of, and now it's back. Tom Merritt, everybody. Tom Merritt.
That man. That's what I want my superhero name to be.
That man.
That man.
Why is
Just
that
man?
That's weird. Do you guys hear yourself again?
Yeah. Do you have Tom? Do you have your audio on in somewhere in the background?
Actually, it's funny. I can't hear you, but you can.
It's weird.
Because my little in-ear thing was hanging by the mic.
Oh. Nice.
Awesome.
Well, that's okay, because if there's a place to have technical show issues, it's this show. Trust me.
It's the internet.
Yeah, it is what we do. Tom Merritt patiently waiting to come on and talk about technology. I feel like the last 2-3 weeks of technology have been the Sony hack technology show.
Right. So I want to get away from that and talk about the Sony hack.
Ah, great. Because today,
way to buck the trend.
I read something today about Jamie Foxx saying that if his emails get out, he'll leave the country or something. Some weird it's starting to get
that they have email in other countries.
I don't know. It's a weird thing to say, regardless.
Good point.
Yeah,
I didn't see that. Maybe he said something that he feels people would be angry about.
Maybe he says I could.
I don't know. I don't know why he would leave the country if his emails got out.
He says he could no longer live in America, is his exact quote, which is a very strange thing to say. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like it has been
I'd have to
pretty.
see the story to make an informed opinion about why he might say that.
Sure, but it sure has been the news, right? I mean,
I know what I get it. He's saying it's not that if the hackers leak his emails. He's saying if newspapers publish his emails, he will be so angry about our society's obsession with gossip that he will leave the country.
I get it. Because the headlines are all leading me to think that there's something in his emails that would make it so he would then fear for his life or something.
I mean, I don't know if that's what he meant, but that would make sense to me then.
Sure.
If that's what he's.
Well, see,
because there's a lot of people like Aaron Sorkin and folks out there saying you shouldn't be publishing these emails.
Mm-hmm.
You're just as bad, for doing that.
And thing is, it's not. It's like Hollywood is just discovering that news happens. Because they've been so good at protecting their secrets, and they actually have a pretty good working relationship with the press especially in Los Angeles, places like Variety. But you know what? Guess who's been dealing with this for 2 years? The U.S. government. And the question is, like, what's in the public interest? That, as when I went to journalism school, this kind of thing is covered very well, which is, when you come across confidential information, you have a right and a duty as a journalist to decide if this kind of information needs to be in the public. And they even say, like, you kind of need to lean towards freedom of expression. Because when you're training as a journalist, you're talking mostly about covering politics, right?
Sure.
And politics leans to wanting to cover up stuff. So the standard is like, unless you can say, well, this really is only going to cause harm and is not in the public interest, you publish.
Right.
When it comes to celebrity gossip, all of a sudden it's like, well, is this really in the public interest? No. I mean, yes, I guess. I mean, there's an argument to be made that these sorts of things being leaked is a good example to other companies of why you need to harden your networks and increase security, and that is in the public interest. But I don't think every single leaked email needs to be published to make that point.
No, I mean, I guess I'm trying to get my head around what the difference would be, say, if a Google executive sent an angry email to
look at Steve Jobs.
Sure. Yeah, great example. His memos and things are notorious. Threatening to take down Google for essentially releasing Android and saying things that he would never want to have public if he was to pick or choose. So I'm sure every company's got this kind of stuff. But if that memo was leaked, nobody would blink an eye that it was being reported. But
because there's an investor interest, right? That's usually the take, is like, well, investors need to know what's going on in the company, and investors need to be able to access the information as much as anybody else. That's the other side of this, is the reporters aren't the ones leaking the information. They are publicizing the information. The information's out there. Anybody can go get it.
Yeah.
So, it becomes a different conversation when suddenly everyone can access the information. The question is who gets to, call more attention to certain aspects of it and put it in context. In some ways, it's important for news agencies to pull out the important information and put it in context so that things that are in there that really aren't important don't get blown out of proportion or taken out of context.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. I mean, in the case of Sony, we are also talking about investor relations or investor interest, but you have to question whether, I don't know, John Singleton making a joke about Amy Pascal or something, and some people seeing it as racist, is a thing that investors should be worried about. You know what I mean?
Actually, that's a better example than some of the other things I've seen, because if you have and let me preface this very carefully by saying I am not accusing anyone at Sony of being racist, but if someone were to have a racist CEO, don't you think the investors would be interested in knowing that and deciding if they want to invest in that company?
I guess so. Yeah, that's a good point. And so everything we've gotten so far has been pretty dirty laundry, but do you think this threat of a Christmas Day, and they keep calling it a present, but these hackers are going to release way more than we think they have, and they're going to just blow our minds, that seems like we're going to be in for this for kind of the long haul. What concerns me more is the actual threats against theaters who may or may not run that movie. And will somebody please think of me and my movie draft for the winter, because that's my last movie I own.
Yeah, you were looking pretty good with the publicity around it until
was.
there started to be nasty notes that'll scare people away, and premieres being canceled in New York. Yeah, I mean, all I can say is that I hope that my gut feeling is right, that nothing horrible happens.
Yeah.
I hope I am not wrong about
And I hope that Tom does not benefit directly with his movie draft, as he is directly behind me right now, as I am in first place.
Yeah.
You're mocking.
Hey, we weren't going to talk
No,
about
we weren't.
Sony.
We're not talking about this at all. Forget we said a word. Tell me what we are talking about.
I wanted to mention something that Cliff Edwards said to Tech Radar. He's I think a communications director, head of communications for Netflix, about offline viewing of Netflix. At one point, Netflix had said that they might make offline viewing available. I think they were speaking particularly about the Honeycomb version for tablets way back in the day, right? Now, Cliff Edwards told Tech Radar cached playback is never going to happen, saying we're not that far away from having ubiquitous internet, and that cached playback, offline playback, is just a short-term fix for a bigger problem.
That makes sense to me, because
Makes sense to you because you've got good internet.
No, exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
Talk to the person in Manila or Jakarta or Delhi. Granted, Netflix is not available there yet, but Netflix wants to roll out internationally.
Sure.
Good luck.
Well, or Idaho or parts of where I live even. I understand that. I get that. But I think that as a business decision, though, it does kind of make sense that proliferation will continue. It's not like it's going to go back. It will just expand. So to invest a bunch of money in offline cached sort of viewing also still implies that people in Jakarta need to cache it in the first place. You know what I mean? Like they'd still have to get it down somehow. Does that mean they wait 3 days for it to do that? I don't know, but
look at YouTube. YouTube, I picked those 3 examples, by the way, because that's where YouTube just launched offline viewing.
Yeah.
And the reason they did is they understand that they need to get that market, and that's a market where people can access the internet, but they don't always have access to the internet, and it's much more likely that they're going to watch YouTube videos if they make offline viewing available.
Okay, well that makes sense. I mean, from a technical standpoint, is it actually? Because in my head, I'm thinking, oh, it's a huge bunch of back end and stuff to worry about.
It is, yeah.
So it is.
Not, I'm not going to call it simple by any stretch. You're right about that.
Sure. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they are forced into that. I mean, if the competition out there is all doing it, maybe they have to do it, or maybe they'll be compelled to do it if they want to go international and be in markets where internet is so.
There's also airplanes.
Sure.
A lot of airplanes have Wi-Fi, but even then they're like, no streaming of video on this plane, or it's just not very good, even if you're allowed to do it. So, long haul jets over the ocean, if you're going across to Europe or something, can't watch it there. Some subways have Wi-Fi. Again, could you really stream Netflix on it? Probably not. Most of the time, it's going to be. So there's lots of other situations. I just think this is really myopic to say. I mean, it's one thing to say like this is a really difficult technical problem. We think by the time we would solve it, Wi-Fi would be so ubiquitous it wouldn't matter. That would basically say the same thing and make more sense to me. But like, never gonna happen.
Yeah, it is a little bit weird. But they kind of have a history of saying things like that, right? Like Hastings will get up and go, nah, we're gonna do video game rentals. Nah, no, we're not. It's just a weird.
Yeah, he does pop off sometimes, doesn't he? And there's the whole Quickster thing. People don't need DVDs.
Oh, yeah, Quickster, dude. Remember that? It was funny because the other day I was just thinking to myself, we've been unplugged for now, I don't know, 6 years or something. And I remember the first day I got Netflix, and it was only available for PCs when it started, and you could only make it run on Firefox or something. And all of these days later, it just feels like it's so different now that the space has become.
Oh, that's a good point.
So weird, they've got original programming and all that stuff.
I remember when I bought my Roku Netflix player because that was the only app on the Roku Netflix player was Netflix, and being so excited when we turned it on and logged in, and there were some of the movies from our DVD queue there.
Yeah. It's shocking, right? Like, whoa, I was going to have to wait for that and get it in the mail, and it might be scratched, and who knows
I could
what
just watch it right now. That's amazing.
Weird.
And there's like 6 or 7 of them from my queue of 25.
Yeah. And I remember they had some kind of required minimum speed, and I barely made it with the ISP I had at the time. And
it was one of the things that made us ditch DSL to get cable because, our DSL, I don't think we were even 1.5 megabits per second on our DSL, so it just couldn't quite handle it.
Well, it was adequate for everything you needed up to that point, I suppose, and then all bets are off when something like this happens. I don't know, I just feel like the world has changed so much, and it really hasn't been that long. I don't know what the year was, but it feels like, let's see, Netflix.
2008, I think.
Streaming launch. Yeah, looks like late 07.
Late 07, okay.
Yeah, and that's crazy to me. Like, that feels like yesterday, and it's so different now. Like, everything is so strange compared to when it was in 07, at least in my head. Well, that's all good stuff. May Netflix hear this and not be so, what's the word you use? Not obtuse, what'd you say? Myopic.
Myopic. In other words, don't only be able to see things when you hold them close to your face.
Ah, yes. Also, that.
I don't know how that applies to Netflix.
Tom, you got anything going on this week that you want to let folks know about, since we won't have you next week for Christmas Eve?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of pre-recording a bunch of special episodes for the holiday week. So we just did the predictions results episode with Ayaz Akhtar yesterday. We got one called New in 2014. We had a listener co-host episode, and we'll have a predictions episode with Justin Robert Young and Patrick Beja. So those will all be coming out in the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Nice.
I'm planning to have a fun episode on the 23rd. It'll be our last one before the break. And I don't know. We're just looking forward to putting that first year of DTNS in the bank.
Right. It's such a cool thing to hit a year and see how awesome things are going on that show. So congrats on that, man.
The only thing that I could hope for in 2015 for Daily Tech News Show is more y'all.
Well, as you know, things are coming. Things are afoot. Let's put it that way.
That's what those guys in Westeros told me.
Yeah, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Things are coming.
Things are coming.
Things are coming.
Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter, where you'll find him posting about all these things as they're posted during the holidays. Tom, have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you on Friday for Current Geek.
All right. Thanks, man.
Bye now.
See you, Tom.
All right, Brian.
Yes.
We have gone long. I'm going to read one of these emails, and then we'll save the others for tomorrow.
All right.
Like, for example, this one. Hold on. Let's see.
Which one will it be?
All right. How about this one right here?
Okay.
Your anti-existentialist comment on TMS reminded me of this new Doctor Who line in the episode where they go to watch the sun die. Here's the quote. Ready? You lot, you spend all your time thinking about dying, like you're going to get killed by eggs or beef or global warming or asteroids, but you never take time to imagine the impossible, like maybe you survive. This moment brought to you by I'm not a fan of Twitter, Mink. All right, Mink. Is that what he goes by? I'm not a fan of Twitter? I guess not. He emailed that.
Well, it goes by Mink, and I'm not a fan of Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's like a pseudonym.
Yeah, there you go. But anyway, that was kind of the point of the other day is most people don't die of cancer. Most people live free of cancer. It's just the way it goes. So
right.
Remember that. Maybe you'll survive. That's crazy. Let's get the hell out of here. Let's be done. Let's say goodbye, and by doing so, reminding people that they can go to our website and find all our details there, frogpants.com/TMS. You can email us, themorningstream@gmail.com. You can even leave us a voicemail, and we'll play it on the show like we did at the top of today's show at 801-471-0462. On Twitter, you can find us at morningstream, at Scott Johnson, at Coverville. A reminder that Coverville will happen later today, so watch for that.
2 p.m. in the Mountain Time Zone.
I would also, I should say, and I haven't done it yet, but I will before the weekend's out, there'll be a big update on the nerdtacular.com site with all the details for that.
Oh, cool.
And we'll be talking about that as we get closer to that in the summer. I think that's it. I think that is it. We'll be back tomorrow. Wendy will be here, Therapy Thursday, a PM edition, all that stuff tomorrow.
2 shows tomorrow, people.
Two show Thursday, we call it. And we'll be
We've never
here.
called it that.
No, we never have. But a reminder, as always, that TMS is in large part brought to you by what you guys do to support us at patreon.com/TMS, and that 5th episode a week comes from that. Brian, let's take our leave. Do you have a song?
I do, and this is a quick email. He's from Alex Turner. Says it's my birthday. Smash the Bros though. And his request is "Hurt" by 9 Inch Nails, not the Johnny Cash cover, any other cover. Barring that, please play the Darius Rucker Burger King song.
Wow. All right.
Well, as much as I'd love to play that Darius Rucker Burger King song, by the way, Scott, you will notice I've put that in the TMS covers folder for you.
All right.
Since I do want to play a Hurt cover that's not the Johnny Cash version, there were a few in my library that it's funny when you think of that song, you only think of the Johnny Cash cover, right? You don't think of all these other covers that people have done, especially a couple of guys that that we've played here on the show before, especially their brilliant cover of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal. Really, really good version of that. It's Sulik and Hauser, better known as Two Cellos. In 2011, they released that self-titled album, Two Cellos. And in